Welcome to Business Turnaround, your go-to podcast for insightful strategies on managing companies in decline or distress. I'm your host, Marek Niedźwiedź from AXA Capital, and today I want to share one practical insight from the operator's seat. The idea is simple, but it's one I see misunderstood almost every week. Control comes before efficiency. Let's get it started. In a turnaround, most owners instinctively push for efficiency. They want better margins, smoother processes, faster decisions, leaner teams. On paper, it makes sense. The problem is that efficiency only works in a system you actually control. And in most distressed or underperforming businesses, control is already gone, even if the owner doesn't realize it yet. I've walked into businesses where the P&L looked acceptable, sometimes even profitable, but nobody could answer basic questions with certainty. Cash balances were a surprise every week. Stock numbers changed depending on who you asked. Sales reports arrived late or contradicted each other. Suppliers were being paid, but no one was fully sure why some were always late and others always early. That's not inefficiency, that's loss of control. When you try to optimize a system you don't control, you actually accelerate the damage. You make decisions faster, but based on unreliable decisions. You cut costs, but sometimes the wrong ones. You push teams harder, but without clarity, which creates noise, not progress. Control, in practical terms, means a few very unglamorous things. Knowing your real cash position today, not last month. Knowing which numbers are solid and which are estimates. Knowing who can commit the business to spend money and who cannot. Knowing where decisions actually happen, not where the org chart says they should happen. I've seen businesses introduce new KPIs, dashboards, consultants, and software while still not knowing how much cash would be in the bank in 4 weeks' time. That's efficiency theater. It looks active, but it doesn't stabilize anything. In one turnaround I was involved in, the business kept missing payroll dates by a few days. Not because it wasn't profitable on paper, but because cash timing was unmanaged. The instinct from management was to renegotiate supplier terms and squeeze margins. What actually fixed the problem was far more basic: freezing all non-essential payments, centralizing payment authority, and forcing a daily cash view that everyone had to respect. No optimization, just control. Payroll issues disappeared without touching margins at all. Another example, inventory-heavy businesses. Owners often chase stock turns and procurement savings immediately. But if you don't control what's being ordered, who approves it, and how it is recorded, improving stock efficiency just means you lose track of mistakes faster. First, you stop the leaks, then you optimize the flow. Control is boring. It doesn't feel strategic, it doesn't make for good LinkedIn posts, but without it, every efficiency gain is fragile. One bad week, one surprise invoice, one delayed customer payment, and the whole structure starts wobbling again. This is why some businesses collapse even after successful cost-cutting programs. They became leaner, but not more controlled. When pressure increased, they had no buffer, no visibility, and no real grip on reality. Once control is re-established, and I mean genuinely re-established, not assumed, efficiency becomes powerful. Improvements stick. Delegation works. Teams perform better because expectations are clear. Decisions compound instead of cancelling each other out. A deeper explanation of this idea is covered in my book, The Blue Collar Turnaround Bible. You can download the free digital copy on my website, axa.capital. For operators in the middle of pressure, my message is calm and practical. Before you optimize anything, ask yourself whether you truly control it. If not, slow down, stabilize, bring reality back into view. Efficiency can wait, control cannot. Bye for now.